In the story, there's a tiger in the garden. Laura goes adventuring and she finds all sorts of exciting things in her nana's garden, doesn't she? One of the things that she finds are dragonflies as big as birds. Now, in our country where we live, England, we do have dragonflies, but not as big as birds. There are dragonflies in different hot countries that are as big as birds. Maybe you'll see one of those one day. But have you seen a dragonfly before? Maybe on a walk by a pond, a little bit of a buzz and a glimmer of green and gold and blue and lots of amazing colours. Keep an eye out and maybe you'll spot one soon. But today we're going to have a go at making our own dragonflies. Here are some that I've already made. Now, I've made 3 different dragonflies. Here's one that I've made out of a twig out of my garden. So maybe when you go for one of your walks and you see a nice twig, you could pick it up and make a dragonfly. This one I've made out of a lollipop stick. And this one is a bit of cut up cardboard off the box from a delivery. So you're going to need something for the body. Dragonflies always have a long, thin body and their wings are at the top. They have 2 sets of wings and they're at the top, whereas that's quite different to something that's a bit similar, like a butterfly, where their wings are both equal size along their body. Dragonflies are always having this long, thin body and 2 sets of wings at the top. So you need something like, you could use a straw as the body, or a lollipop stick, or a twig, or you could even glue some lollipop sticks together if you wanted a longer body, or a piece of cardboard that you can cut out the shape that we need. You're going to need something to colour in. Now remember that dragonflies are beautiful colours, lots and lots of different colours. So you're going to need either pens or paints or crayons or chalk or anything like that to have a really good colourful dragonfly. Thinking about butterflies then. You're also going to need glue, and you're going to need something for the dragonfly's antennae. Now here I've got pipe cleaners. On this one I just used paper, and this one I used some string because that's quite stiff. So anything that can stand up on its own that's not floppy. Okay, let's have a look at how I made this sort. So this is the one that I made with cardboard. So now, a good way of remembering the shapes that we need is look at your finger. Okay, get your Peter Pointer finger like this. Do you notice that your finger's got like a round bit on the end where your nail is? This is the sort of shape that we're looking for when we're doing our shapes today. So I'm going to draw on this big bit of cardboard here the shape that we need. So I'm going to do a round bit at the top, come down and do a round bit at the bottom. I'm going off the paper, and then go up, back up. So we've got something long and thin like that. Okay, and then we're going to cut it out. Now don't worry about it being perfect. We just need this long, thin shape. So I'm going to cut that out. Okay, I'm going to move the other stuff and put it in the bin. So I've now got this long, thin shape that I can use for my dragonfly's body. Okay, so it doesn't look that colourful at the moment, and we want it to be really nice and colourful. So I wonder what I could do. I could use some paint, or I could use some markers. But I'm going to use paint. Ooh, put some paint in there. I've got a nice bright colour. I'm going to get a paintbrush and I'm going to paint over this. I'm going to colour it all up nice and easy. Just need to colour this dull brown paper. There we go. Now I'm going to have to let this dry a little bit once I've covered it all up. So while this is having a little bit of a dry, I'm going to put it to one side. And I'm going to have a look at what I did for my wings. Okay, so for the wings of my dragonfly, I just wipe that a little bit. What I did was I literally got a piece of white paper, and I actually used watercolour paint. So that's the dry sort of paint that you use, a bit of paint and lots of water. And I just went all over with different colours. And then I actually got the paintbrush and I splashed it on there. And I did one like that. And then I got one and I did some stripes on it. You might have lots of fun making these lovely sheets with all these colours on, and these are what I'm going to use for my wings. Okay, so let me choose one of these. I'm going to choose that one. Now, when we're doing the wings need to be in proportion with the body that you've cut out. So if you're using a lollipop stick, a good, again, thing to use is your finger. You probably only need wings about the size of your finger, okay, because a lollipop's quite small. If you were going to put huge wings on there, it wouldn't really work. You'd have just loads of wings and no body, but we need to have this long body, remember. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you, is fold this paper over. So you're folding it not the tall skinny way, you're folding it the short chubby way. And remember, with our folding we need to get the edges to meet and then hold the side that's open and then press the side flat, and then that's folded it in half. Now remember that shape of your finger. We're going to draw. Now we're drawing with this bit at the bottom closed, okay? We're not drawing on the tall skinny bit like this. We need to draw so that the bit that's closed is at the bottom, okay? You've got the bit that's open at the top and closed at the bottom. Now we're going to have a think about this shape. We're going to go, okay, like that. It's just a bit like a big finger, isn't it? Okay, so that's going to be one of my wings. So now I need to decide, do I want to do a bigger wing or a smaller wing? Is that going to be my big wing? So let me have a look at my body again. Okay, all right, I might make a bigger one. Let's give this a go. Now don't worry, because you can have a few goes at these. You can do loads of these dragonflies. It doesn't matter if you think, oh, that's not absolutely perfect. I'm sure it's really, really good, because you remember with art, it doesn't matter really. The rules are not that you have to have everything perfect in art. Now I'm cutting this out. Now do you see how I'm cutting on the inside of my pencil line, because I don't want that pencil line on my beautiful dragonfly. So there's one, and here's my other one. Let's make sure I'm not getting that pencil line, just because I don't want the pencil line on there. And turning it around, there we go. Okay, so now I've got these two here. Now if we open them up, those are starting to look a lot like wings, aren't they? Okay. So let's get my body back over here. It's about dry. Now with the dragonfly, they have the largest, the biggest, the longest wing at the top. And then the smaller, shorter is at the bottom. Now I'm going to need my glue to glue my wings on. Now obviously if you want to decorate this with glitter or sequins or some stickers, whatever you would like, that's fine. Because remember, they're very beautiful and full of colours. I'm going to stick that on towards the top. And then I'm going to get my smaller wing. So I'm putting the glue in the middle and then putting it on my body. There we go. That's starting to look a lot like a dragonfly now. So dragonfly have antennae on the top of their heads like this. So what could I use? Now, I wonder if I could use this straw that I found. Now I could use this for being the body of a dragonfly as well. That may be quite a good one. But I'm just going to cut my straw here. And I'm going to get some glue. Now this might need quite a lot of glue. When you're using something that feels quite a bit heavy, you might need more glue than say just a little bit of paper would need. So now I'm sticking these on. I'm sticking these at the back of his head so we don't see where it's joined on. So it looks tidier from the front. So I've just stuck those on at the back there. Knocking my camera over again. Here we go. So he's got two antennae there. Now I'd like to give my dragonfly a nice smiley face because I like friendly dragonflies. So I'm just getting my felt tip pen here and I'm going to draw some eyes. And I might give him a big smile there as well. Look. And that is my dragonfly. You have a go at making a dragonfly. This one is a bird size, isn't it? It's a big bird, that one. Big bird-sized dragonfly. Have a go at making these lovely dragonflies from There's a Tiger in the Garden.